Good morning, guys. It's time for a special edition Bedhead. I'm still not at the point of being back up and running completely, but I do want to do one today because as part of the traditional church calendar, not for all churches, but for many, today starts Lent, and I wanted to talk about that a little bit. You might have seen me talk about it a little bit online, maybe some typing stuff, but thought I'd just go ahead and put it out there. If you're part of our church, you've heard about these things and have gotten emails from me, but outside of that, you might be interested to know what Lent is, because you might be hearing about it since today is Ash Wednesday and Lent starts. So I just thought I'd put this out there for those who want to know more, because maybe you didn't grow up with Lent. I did not. I did not really participate in Lent until maybe about 7 years ago, 8 years ago. And so I just realized a lot of people don't know much about it, and I'll put the word out. So here's what Lent is. It's, again, a church tradition. It's not a biblically mandated thing. It's not like the Bible tells us that we have to participate in Lent. Matter of fact, Lent's not mentioned in the Bible. It's again a tradition thing. Lent, if I'm remembering correctly, originally had the root of the word length. So it's a length of time between Ash Wednesday and Easter, where those who wish to participate enter into a time of sacrifice or fasting, is what it's called, where we give something up that matters to us, but that is not needed, and something that we'll crave. So I know a lot of people are giving up Facebook. Facebook has got a lot of time and influence in people's lives now. Some people will give up some kind of food that they like a lot, maybe like chocolate or pizza. Some people will give up another kind of hobby. Maybe it's reading fiction novels or whatever the case may be. There's all kinds of different things that you can give up. And the reason we do this is so that we get to craving it and missing it. If you stop Facebook and you're a Facebook addict, you'll miss it. And so whenever you feel that craving for whatever it is that you gave up, it is a reminder to draw closer into God through prayer, through getting into the Word, through fellowship, through acts of generosity. That you purposely spur yourself closer to God and moving forward into God in such a way that you're building yourself spiritually. You're strengthening yourself spiritually. You're getting more intimate, more dependent on God, and getting stronger through that. And the reason we do that is it is a preparation time for the Holy Week to celebrate Easter in that week, in that celebration of freedom. And so we'll get closer to God, and again we're having sacrifice. Part of that tradition also is on Sundays. You get to partake of that thing again. So let's say it's Facebook. On Sunday you can Facebook. Reason for that is to kind of have many celebrations as you're getting ready for Holy Week of Christ's freedom, that we choose to sacrifice, but that Christ has freedom. Some side benefits, I know, like one year I did pop, and I was a huge pop guy. Huge pop guy, so it just kept drawing me in. Got on the other side of it again, just felt really close to God at Easter, just really magnified my Easter celebration. But I also found that I was less dependent on pop. I didn't need that anymore, and I was able to strip something out of my life that wasn't healthy, that made me feel sluggish, and not be able to go, to do things for the Lord that I wanted to sometimes. Last year, I'll talk a little bit about last year. It was a health situation. I wanted to give my health to God for the first time, and I tied to that. And for those who are around know that through that and through the continuation of that, I was able to lose 45 pounds last year. My energy level is completely different, and my ability to do things for God is completely different. That I'm not kind of sitting in the background, type thing, where I can get more forward in my action. And part of that's tied into it again this year. But again, it's not just about a diet, or it's not just about getting healthy. It's about sacrificing for the Lord. So that's a decent amount about what Lent is. And then when Easter comes, you can partake of that thing again. It's just that freedom. Because again, God's not legalistic. It's a sacrifice thing, not because we're trying to own Him or something like that. We're just drawing in more. We're drawing in more, and that's an important point within Lent too. Is that I know for some customs, That's very legalistic. I do this because I have to, and I dread it, and this blows, and this is something that we mindfully get to do. That this is my choice. There's nobody in our church that's doing it. That's doing it because Tom says we got to do this. It is a choice that we get to do as a symbol to our God. You are more important than this thing, and you are so important and so lovely and so powerful that I want to draw into you. And so that's really what Lent's about. And then again, getting ready for Holy Week. Kind of, some people might know Advent, getting ready for Christmas. That's what Lent is. And so I'm looking forward to it. Now, you might also hear about Ash Wednesday. That's what today is. That's what kicks it all off. Ash Wednesday is a day of repentance and tradition. I have some experience in Ash Wednesday, not as much as I do Lent. There have been years that we've been part of that tradition. For instance, last year we dove into Ash Wednesday a little bit more. As again, it's day of repentance, that you feel sorrowful, that you're mindful of who you are outside of Christ, so that you are more dependent on in the reality that we need Him. And you might see some people out and about today that might have like the remnants of like an ash cross on their forehead. In some church traditions, that is part of them starting Lent, that they go to maybe a church or a gathering, and they have a time of repentance and prayer, and they might come forward and they take ash and oil and put a cross on their head as a sign of repentance, and they leave that on throughout the day as a outward sign of their repentance, of the knowledge of their sin, or the knowledge of losing their way. And that, and again, I'm still kind of getting more used to that part, and sometimes I feel that's something we celebrate, and sometimes that's something that's not as much of a community thing. For instance, this year we're not having an Ash Wednesday anything. Last year we did, and we did the ashes, and we did prayer, and we did repentance, and but we washed it off at the end as part of our worship, that God has redeemed us. For those who have accepted Jesus as leader and forgiven their lives, and have turned their life around and repented, that He will redeem. So that was part of our actual celebration. So we went out fresh and new for Lent, instead of a series of repentance. But again, there's some flexibility there because it's church tradition instead of biblically mandated. Repentance is mandated, but Ash Wednesday, again, is tradition. So that's some things there. If you want to know more about Lent, email me at tom@theshepherdsfellowship.org, or if you're seeing this through Facebook, just message me through Facebook. I'm happy to help you out any way I can. Also, if you're going through Facebook and you want devotionals that go along with it, maybe you're doing Lent and would like an extra tool there within that, that's great. Just go to the Shepherd's Fellowship Facebook page. It's just that easy, facebook.com/the Shepherd's Fellowship. Like the church, and then you'll start getting the devotionals that are going to go out, including this morning's. And if that helps you out there, that's great. Or if you need prayer during this time, another thing with Lent is making some goals of what you want out of Lent, and what God's putting on your heart out of Lent, instead of just being. And just prepare for Holy Week. There's some things that I'm seeking God on, that I want to be purposeful on. If we can be part of that and praying for you during that time, love to do that too. So that's a little bit of a feel for Lent. Look at my notes. I think I got everything I meant to. Again, hopefully Bedheads will be back up and running. We'll continue in the Gospel of John. I just want to make sure that my schedule's going to really match up to that. And so I don't lose that commitment. I just want to make sure it's a good commitment. So that's coming. But outside that, I pray it's a great Lent for you. And again, if there's any way we can help you out, let me know, or stop by Shepherd's Fellowship and we'll help out as best we can, as we're all seeking the Lord together. So I think that's it. That's a little over 9 minutes. I'm going to run away. Talk to you guys later. Be blessed.